Like I don't know what the best way forward is, because I think sometimes people experiencing like a trauma will knock them out of their way of thinking, you know, and that's a big emotional shift, not a logical shift.
Yeah, right.
And maybe we get that a little bit with Kelly, where there's like an emotional push that kind of breaks her from this, but she's also seeing a very logical thing in how she's noticing Jimmy respond to things and looking at things. She talks to Spike about how I saw the way he reacted. He had no idea what this was. There's a logic there. Mm-hmm. She's smart about it, even though she's kind of been led down this emotional path, a deprivation of logic. You know, logic's been suffocated out of their little Jimmy cult.
Well, and Phil, I think what breaks her out that you're mentioning, and you tell me if you disagree, when those final words from Kelson, I think, are what's really shakes her or projects her forward. When he says, "There's no devil, there's just people."
Yeah.
You know, and it's a message of empathy as he's dying. It's just us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kelly again is the one coming out of pure superstition, pure ideology, into when we see her, like you're saying, Phillip, starting to deploy the scientific method, right? Like she's observing and coming to a conclusion based on her observation. And I think it's absolutely vital that she's the one who has witnessed what Kelson was doing with Samson. She doesn't understand it. She misinterprets it in the only way she can interpret it at the time. But it is this, you know, we're coming out of, and then I would expect the next movie, in talking about redemption, to at least partly be taken up with the idea of her passing along that story. Because if Kelson's work is going to move forward, someone has to know about it. She's the only one who can really describe what that work was at this point. So I think it's going to be fascinating to watch her, like, because she's now there, she's going to arrive, we would presume, at a place of education and knowledge and kind of hope. That's the feeling, you know, you get from the gymnast at the end, all of the gym at the end of the movie. I was so excited to be able to tell that story, have somebody draw the right conclusions from it, go back, and, you know, everything that we need to have for redemption is in that bunker, is in Kelson's bunker, in terms of notes and what to do, and
how historically accurate too in so many ways. Because I mean, Garland is always pulling things from the world around him, and it just makes me think, like, almost like the reason that this is in the film, and I could be wrong about this, but is that we need to be reminded that, like, when you're buried in this kind of world that feels like everything's gone, you forget that things can change. You forget that there is unpredictability, and that unpredictability can come in many ways. It could be bad, it could be good, but it could be someone with radical empathy who does things that no one has ever done before, just to see if they're possible. And then you get something like penicillin, you know, and it changes the world. And they have the empathy to say, I'm giving it away. I don't need it. You know, like, I think in some ways the film is trying to say, like, don't get locked into, and maybe it's not saying this, maybe this is just what I'm taking away, but don't get locked into this ideology of, we are in shit and we will forever be in shit, and because of that I have to live as this monster to survive it.